Hello. This video is to give further documentation on the racism I faced when applying to the San Francisco State University Asian American Studies Department around this time of last year. Um, I can't go too deep because this is going to be sort of a summary of what I went through when applying last year and going through their little judicial process, which is now with the Department of Education, also in San Francisco. Um, Again, around this time of last year, I applied to the Asian American Studies Department at San Francisco State. I dealt with some rude individuals, or I should say a rude individual initially, Miss Allison Tintiaco Cubales, um, who wasn't very helpful when I sought more time to get certain transcripts I didn't think I needed, and also in terms of questions about the admissions process. When I was eventually denied, I sought information on any black students that were in the program, and I emailed directly the Asian American Studies Department. I emailed some instructors in the Asian American Studies Department, and soon I found out I had the police called on me. And this is just for asking if there are any black students in the program. And I had a call from an officer, Zachary Donahue, who basically questioned me and asked if I was going to actually come down to the school, which I actually wanted to do early on. I wasn't told, why this questioning was occurring, but obviously this was, a violation of my civil rights. I would learn from the dean, I believe, Lorraine Dong of Asian American Studies Department, that she thought my emails were aggressive, and the ones where I wanted to find out any admissions of any black students. And so she called the police, and actually a gun check as well as a background check was made on me, again violating my civil rights. Um, she eventually did give me an apology. Of course, this was before I would even get the police report that stated this gun check and uh, this background check. But already the damage has been done, and it almost seems when I was meeting with them via Skype, because I wouldn't go down there, who knows what they would have done, probably calling the police to follow me around anyways. Um, it was just bizarre. Um, kind of lost my train of thought there. I did meet them via Skype. I was told by the dean of the Ethnic Studies Department, Kenneth Montero, that all this was due to the Oikos incident. And this is interesting because I actually had to Google the Oikos incident. I did not know what this was all, what the Oikos incident was all about. And even when I was relating this incident to another acquaintance of mine who was actually also African American, it was kind of bizarre with him because it almost seemed like the African American Studies Department and Ethnic Studies Department was trying to pull strings, basically cover their butts. But anywho, I was told that my emails got mixed up with somebody that got denied financial aid, and yeah, and it gets kind of confusing. I started questioning, why would somebody who got denied financial aid contact the Asian American Studies Department, and how would my email get mixed up with that? Don't they pay attention? Or so it, it's very confusing, and what's even more sad was that I'm trying to get clarification on all this, and I'm not getting clear answers. When I contacted Zachary Donahue, he would not return phone calls. He would not return emails. Um, he would eventually leave the school, which I found out probably about a couple of weeks back. which was interesting. I'm like, I don't know if that had anything to do with this particular incident here, but I got nothing from him. Even the individuals involved, Kenneth Montero, Lorraine Dong, Allison Tintiaco Cubalis, I would get nothing from them. And of course, I was eventually denied from the program. And this was before I started asking about the black students and if they're the admissions. And it was interesting in one of these Skype meetings, because I met with them, quote unquote, with the individuals via Skype twice. In the first Skype meeting, which was with Kenneth Montero and Lorraine Dong, and there was a third person, I was told that I would be told about the black students in the program if I would drop my complaint, which was interesting. Obviously, that didn't happen. And of course, that was when I was told that there was a financial student denied, which is why somehow in one freak accident, excuse me, my emails were mixed up, and suddenly a gun check and background check was done on me. You would think that doing something of that nature would require a little bit critical thinking, a little bit making sure you have the right individual, and even still. And what's interesting about when I eventually did get an email, which could have been fabricated or not, because I actually had to go through the judicial process after these two Skype meetings. The email I read was not aggressive in tone. I mean, it's somebody that basically just says they're coming down to the humanities. And I'm reading that, and I'm like, okay, this sounds like anybody else who would want to talk to an instructor or such, just giving an email that he or she is coming down. How does that how does that justify police involvement? And what's interesting too is when I eventually got that email, all the information is blotted out except the Gmail account, and obviously anybody can make a Gmail account. So, questions are raised right there. However, let's go back to the Skype meetings. Obviously, with the first Skype meeting, there were a lot of questions. No questions were really asked. We had a second Skype meeting where I actually wanted to videotape our conversation. Kenneth Montero, the Dean of the Ethnic Studies, and Zachary Donahue was there. And Kenneth Montero was telling me, no, we agreed that we're not going to tape our conversation. We're just having a simple conversation, which is interesting because simple conversations don't have police officers standing nearby. And on top of that, once we got done with that second Skype meeting, I was told by Zachary Donahue that he was going to put in his he was going to make a note that he spoke with me. And again, I mean, if they haven't violated my civil rights yet, they were. I should just say this: they did not care what rights they were violating at that time. I would eventually go through their judicial process. And again, I didn't go on the grounds because it was just too much stupidity going on. I would deal with a Eugene Chelberg, and he didn't seem to really care, basically, on his end. It's just something that he needed to brush under the rug as quickly as possible. I guess he handles, he's the first line of judicial at SFSU, San Francisco State University. And basically I had to remind them after 3 months that I had a complaint going on. And eventually it was dismissed, not surprising. And of course a lot of questions, excuse me, that I had were not answered. And right now it is with the Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights. And obviously, again, this video is one of my documentations here. I also have a blog, which I'm going to link to this YouTube video. And hopefully, over time, there will be some clear answers. And Yes. So this may be one of many blogs, depending. Right now, again, this is just a summary of what occurred. There'll be a lot more information in that blog, and if need be, I might make a part two of this vlog as a supplement. And that will keep our ears and our eyes open on this matter and hope everything comes to a satisfactory conclusion.